Hello again. Welcome to the lesson. Today we have new title, the chapter 8, Shapes and Geometric Reasoning. And there we have some keywords. Please make sure you learn and understand these keywords. Please memorize that. Okay. Hypotenuse. Uh, you can check with your dictionaries. The first word is hypotenuse, and second one is congruent also. Corresponding sides, we had learned the past lessons, corresponding sides, corresponding angles. If you remember which letter was F, letter F. These angles are correspond to each other, and their angles degrees are the same, equal to each other. Okay, corresponding angles, corresponding sides, line symmetry, rational symmetry, diagonal, bisect, net, scale drawing, scale. Okay, please make sure you learn these keywords. And there's we have two geometric shapes. What about what kind of shapes? During the lesson you will learn. Okay, next page. Recognizing congruent shapes. The diagram shows the right angle triangle ABC. The right side, as you see, it's right angle triangle. What does it mean right angle triangle? Right triangle angle or right angle or right triangle, at least angle of triangle must be equal to 90 degrees. Okay, at least. What was the interior angles of triangle? It was 180. So one of them is 90 and others how much? 45, 45, not, it's not always, maybe sometimes, yes, 45, 45, or 30, 60, or 20, 70, okay? Okay, and the longest side of triangle, this right triangle, AB is called the hypotenuse. The longest side is hypotenuse. If you look carefully, longest side of angle is also longest degree, because as we have 90 and the other angles must be smaller than 90, because the sum of two angles must be equal to 90. Okay, note one of them angle is must be 90 degree. So first one is our angle is also longest one or bigger or wider, and the side of this angle also longer side than other sides, and these sides called hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always the side opposite the right angle. Right angle means 90 degree, and we can our sign is like this, right angle. For example, I want to draw here one right angle, and this angle is like rectangle, like square. This one is square, for example. Okay, and opposite of this angle is long side. It's called hypotenuse. So we have there's worked examples. In first one, in each triangle, which side is the hypotenuse? Okay, what was the rule? Hypotenuse is 1 minute. The opposite angle of 90 degree. Opposite side is DF. So DF is our hypotenuse. Okay, and here, which angle of this triangle is 90 degrees? Of course, at P, our angle is 90 degree. The opposite side of 90 degree is our hypotenuse. Okay, I'm so sorry, the pen is not. Okay, so there's we have explanation A. Option A. What was that? DF. The answer is DF because the side DF is the longest side and it's the side opposite the right angle at E. And also B also the same way you can see same explanation. The opposite angle of P, our hypotenuse, the longest side and longest angle or wider angle than others. On the right On the right are two right angle triangles, LMN and XYZ. LMN and XYZ. Okay, they're same. They're similar. Can you see that the triangles are identical in shape and size? Identical. Focus word identical. Please check it with your dictionaries. Like similar, like same. Shapes that are identical in shape and the size are congruent. What does it mean congruent? You have checked the congruent. You can see in these two different shapes, different triangles, are they congruent to each other. The sides LM in LM, the sides LM, the sides LM is equal in the length of the sides XY, XY. Why? Why they are the same or equal? So sides LM and the XY are corresponding because they are corresponding. If you see, there's we have letter F, and they are looking the below side, below, and they are equal. Their sides are equal or the same. Angle MLN, MLN. Angle is here. Angle of L, and the size of triangle angle YXZ, YXZ. So these angles are also equal to each other. Okay, and we can show that it means in trigonometry, sorry, in geometry, mathematical way of writing angle. Okay, when you see this sign, it means angle. Okay, angle. Angle is x angle. There's we have y angle. There's we have z angles. So also MLN, MLN, and YXZ are corresponding angles, and they also angles are same because they are corresponding, they are congruent to each other, and that's why they are correspond. Then that's why their angles are must be equal to each other. In congruent shapes, corresponding sides are equal and corresponding angles are equal. Yes. In triangle LMN, in triangle first triangle LMNN X Y Z, LM is equal to XY. Okay, we are repeating. ML is equal to XY. Uh, MN is equal to X. YZ, YZ, YZ. This side, adjacent side, adjacent side, and the others. LN, and the hypotenuse of first triangle is LN, and the hypotenuse of second triangles is XZ. That's why first hypotenuse is equal to the second hypotenuse because they are correspond and they are congruent to each other. Okay, and MLN, we have there's angle of MLN and angle of YXZ, YXZ. Okay, angle of L, angle of X, angle of N, angle of Z, and angle of M, or 90 degrees, is equal to 90 degrees. Worked example 8.1b. There's we have also two exercise. Which of these shapes are congruent to shape A? Shape A, sorry. Shape A is which shapes are congruent to shape A? Okay, what's the answer? C, E, G. Let me check it. C, about C, E, and G. Why? Because when you look at shapes, you can see always C, E, G are congruent to A. Even though E and G are point in different directions to A, E and G are different direction to A. So why they are similar or why they are congruent to each other or to A? Because their shapes are same. Their shapes are similar to A. Okay. So here, uh, here Uh, yes, they are still identical in shape and size, so are congruent to it. Mm. So we can say CEG, CEG, their shapes, their congruent to to A. Okay, but in form, in shape, E direction is different. It's no problem. And here also we have, for example, these direction, the same direction to A, but their shape are not similar or not congruent to A. Okay, so because okay, what was here? B, D, F, and H are not congruent to A because B is shorter than A, whereas B is shorter than A, and AD is longer than A. Okay, AD is longer than D is longer than A. F has longer arrowhead than A. Yes, F has longer arrowhead than A. H is wider than A. Where's H? H wider than A. That's why they're not congruent to A. B1, these two triangles are congruent. What was question? Question is coming. Write down the lengths of the sides BC and JL. The side of BC, is it hypotenuse? One of question for you. No, of course, what was the definition of hypotenuse? It was if our point A is equal to 90 degree or right angle, then opposite of 90 degrees is hypotenuse. But here we haven't 90 degrees. It's wider than 90, okay, or more than 90. That's why we cannot say BC is not hypotenuse, okay? When our triangle is equal to at least one angle of 90, the opposite of 90 is also, then you can say hypotenuse, okay? But here our angle is wide angle, wider than or more than 90. That's why BC is not hypotenuse. But BC is longer than other two sides. Write down the lengths of the sides BC and GL, JL, sorry, GL, JL. And BC is equal to 10.9. Why? Because in the second shape, as you see, the longest or longer angle of this shape is 108. The opposite 100 of 8 is 9.10. And here also our longest angle or wider angle is A. That's why the opposite of A is must be equal to 10.9. Okay, and BC and LK are corresponding sides. So BC is equal to KL. And the second option, second, how can I say, properties is they are corresponding. They are looking the same sides. Okay, they're corresponding. That's why their sides or lengths must be equal to each other. And JL is equal to 5.1. 5.1. JL is equal to 5.1. Why? Why? Because here also you can see what's about this angle, we don't know, and what about this angle, we don't know, but we know the angle of L. What's the angle of L? It's 45, because interior angle of triangle must be equal to 180. That's why 108 plus 28 is equal to 135 plus 45 is equal to 180. Okay, so it is second longest angle, second longest angle, and here also we can see second longest angle 45 because its opposite side of 45 is 8.2. That's why it's equal to k is equal to 8.2. There's 2, not 5, and the others. So we can say this angle smaller than other two angles,
That's why AB is if AB is equal to 5.1, there's we have which one is smaller must be equal to 5.1. Okay, so as you see, you can see here the angle of KLG KLG J is equal to CBA CBA corresponding angles. So KJL and is equal to CBA is equal to each other. Here angles also is equal to each other. Please uh, watch again Moore's lessons. If you don't understand, like write me on the page on the other social how can I say applications. Okay, if you have questions, send me your questions. Leave your comments to comment part. Please keep you healthy and see you the next lesson.